Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today I am wearing a headset because the microphone is just a lot better and I want you guys to be able to hear me really clearly. In the future I'm working on getting a better microphone where I won't have to have the headset, so it won't be so oppressive and you'll be able to just see me like normal. But the microphone will pick up better than in my previous videos because I know a lot of people have said they've had a hard time hearing me in some of my videos, and I want you to be able to hear this information as clearly as possible because I am giving you an update in this video. I'm sorry that I look really horrible. I've been having a horrible breakout situation and I haven't been using my skincare products from my business and it shows. So this is what happens when you don't use the awesome skincare that is available, that I actually take that is actually available to you and at your disposal. I've been really stressed out lately, and that's what happens. And I'm playing with my ring and it's going all over the place and everything. So I really wanted to start utilizing it because this is what happens when you don't do that. And I didn't put on any makeup or anything because I've been so busy. I haven't had the time. And I kind of felt that putting this video out there was more important than how I look. And I know that a lot of people are going to be kind of upset with that and are going to kind of use this to like make fun of me. Oh my God, she didn't make her hair super pretty. She's wearing a headset. She didn't put concealer on. She didn't, take the time to put makeup on and focus on all of these different things. Her necklace isn't arranged, so the clasp is in the back. All these different things. I'm prepared for that. I'm prepared for the, oh my God, she doesn't look like she's lost as much weight as she did last time she did a video, and all of these other things. I'm prepared for all of those criticisms. I get so much criticism every time I do a video that at this point, those things are so insignificant to me. It's ridiculous. And they kind of just roll off me. The reason that I do these videos on this channel is primarily for friends and family to get an update on what's going on in my life and my mom's life at this point. I haven't been making super fun videos like I intended. I intended to have like a video schedule. I was going to start live streaming more often and then uploading those here. I'd intended to get every single cast from the marathon up on this channel. I wasn't able to do that. We lost some of them. And I got a lot of criticism for that. A lot of things have been happening. So I want to address all of these things and everybody's concerns. So the first thing is, yes, I am aware I don't look stellar. Right now, I'm in survival mode. So that's why. So I'm sorry if that makes people uncomfortable or unhappy, but I am not unhappy in my own skin and I am not unhappy in my own life. So at this point, that is a problem that is on your side, not mine. So if you're uncomfortable, you don't have to continue watching this video. Two, yes, unfortunately, I was not able to save every single cast from the Operation Nina Code Pink marathon to YouTube. I was able to save quite a few. I was able to save some of the highlights, but I was not able to save all of them. I am so sorry for that. I think I was able to save every single individual caster, but I cannot be quoted on that. I am not sure. I tried my best. I saved the first couple of days, definitely. I am not sure that each and every person's cast was saved. I did my best. Unfortunately, what happened was you're only given a certain amount of days that the cast is saved on Twitch before they automatically purge them. And unfortunately, that was coinciding with my mother's doctor's appointments. And at the time, there used to be several people who had access to the account and could have uploaded them to YouTube and could have had control and helped me with that. But unfortunately, one of them during the marathon had a disagreement with me. I'm not going to say who it was or what the disagreement was about. All I'm going to say is that there was a differing of opinion. It was severe enough that they're no longer associated with Operation Nina and will no longer be taking part in the marathons in future, and no longer had access to the Operation Nina account. So therefore, that help was no longer there. So then it fell solely to me to take these casts and put them to YouTube. Unfortunately, my first priority was my mother and her health, and I'm sure that each and every one of you can understand that. As a result, not all of those casts were able to go to YouTube. So some of them were lost. If your cast was lost, I am very sorry about that. I did try my best to do as many of them as I could. Some of them I had to do twice or three times because either there was a problem between it going from Twitch to YouTube and I had to redo it, or simply because YouTube kept trying to take them down because of copyright, because of either music that was copyrighted, or for some reason, nothing can be monetized on my account because my account is not big enough to have anything monetized. Yet for some reason, I'm getting copyright strikes and all these other things blocked in certain countries, and all these other different things are happening on a lot of the videos. So YouTube was very unhappy with a lot of the videos anyway. So a lot of things were going on with the videos that were being uploaded anyway. So there was a lot of problems with a lot of the different videos. It was a very difficult thing, and I was trying to deal with all of those things coming in for each and every one of the videos as I was dealing with mom stuff. And mom stuff, of course, was my first priority. So I am sorry, but I am one human being and only could do what I could do. So that is why that was that way and why that is that way. And I am so sorry if your feelings got hurt or if your video was not able to make it to YouTube, but I did save what I could. And they are all in a playlist on this channel. So if you are interested in seeing what was saved and the work that we did there, you can check that out. And I do encourage you to do so. We did raise quite a bit of money to help mom. And I thank every single caster, whether or not your cast was able to be saved or not. We do not forget that you helped us. We do not forget that you helped raise that money. You are appreciated. And that is why we gave you the thank you. That is why we talked to you personally. That is why our marathon was so special. And if you realize that in the past, this kind of thing has happened before, and we have always thanked everyone. We have always appreciated everyone. So please do not let this become something that is a negative thing that makes you not want to work with us in the future when we help someone else, or that you think is a personal slight toward you, because it is not in any way, shape, or form a slight towards any one person. And there was no favoritism in this at all. I was doing everybody in chronological order, and then some were missing, and then I just did the ones at the end that were left. And that was all. That's exactly how it happened, and I was very, very upset to the point that I was crying that some of them were lost. A big chunk of them were lost, and I'm still very upset about it, and I wish that it wasn't done that way. All right, moving on to the things that people really want to know about in terms of the health updates. Let me really quick go to my email, because I had sent myself an email update to be able to read to you guys, because I wanted to be able to read you guys an update that was fresh and new and detailed and pertinent to everything that was happening. So let me just go to there. Okay, so on this past Monday, I had an appointment to see a specialist at what they call the Faint and Fall Clinic. It's usually for the elderly, but sometimes younger people are having symptoms that fall under that category. And so I had symptoms that fell under that category. And so basically, what they do is they take a detailed medical history with your symptoms. They take a family history. They listen to you completely. They take your blood pressure several times. They look over your previous testing. They decide whether they want to do further testing. And they put all of those pieces together like a puzzle to try to figure out what's going on. I was very pleased that this was done because this had not been done previously to try to figure out what was going on. So I kind of believe that that's what doctors are supposed to do, right? They're supposed to look at all of the different factors and all of the different data and put it together with their expertise and kind of figure out what's wrong with you and see what makes sense. So in the end, the doctor said that a couple of things are going on. So the first thing is that my aortic valve needs to be monitored, next year. So next year I'm going to have an echo sonogram again to make sure that it hasn't thickened, it hasn't gotten bigger in size. Because of my family history, it is concerning. But however, because I am not older and the size of it is not larger, they are concerned, but they are not alarmed. So it's something to watch, but it's not something to be really afraid of right now, which I took great comfort in, and I looked up and whatever. And so I'm quite happy with that news actually. And I have no problem having the test done again in a year. And then if in a year it has progressively changed in size, then we revisit what the options are and try to figure out what's going on with it. But I had that same test done 2.5 years ago, and it was about the same size that it is right now. So they think that it's not anything for me to worry about right now. So I'm kind of really happy with that, and I'm hoping that it stays around this size for a very long time. But it may become a problem as I age, and they have warned me of that. So I know what to look out for as I get older. And because I'm cognizant of that and I have that heads up, I hope that I won't be in a situation like my grandfather was, like my pop was, because he actually died from an aortic aneurysm. So that's something that is something that I'm very cognizant of. So then in addition to this, my heart has been doing some kind of funky things during the night. And they saw that from my last Holter monitor results. And so they want to monitor me again to kind of see what's going on there. And they also want to kind of see what's going on during the day, because a lot of my situation is happening during the day, and I was only monitored for 2 days, and they don't feel that they got enough data from just those 2 days. So basically, this next Monday, so after this weekend, this is being filmed the same day that you're seeing it. So today is Saturday, December 16th. I am going to be calling on December 18th. And scheduling to have a heart monitor for 30 days. And basically, they're going to monitor what my heart is doing for that 30 days. and find out, what's going on. Why is my heart acting funky when I'm trying to sleep? Why is it acting funky when I'm doing the dishes or when I'm folding laundry or just doing regular things around the house? Why am I experiencing the symptoms that I'm experiencing? And we have a theory as to why it is going on, the doctor and I. It makes sense, it's logical, but we're going to test it against this data that comes from the heart monitor. So, in the meantime, the doctor gave me some amazing suggestions on what I can do to help me feel better. She also told me some ways in which I can feel safer and less afraid of the symptoms that I am experiencing. And my boyfriend was really amazing, because he asked amazing questions that I didn't think to ask that also helped. He was very concerned and he asked about, how can she cope during this? How can she make things better? Are there things she can do to stay hydrated? Are there things that she could do to her diet because she's already made changes to her diet and it's helped her feel better? But are there other changes she can do? And they said that she's on the right track with her, her weight loss and her sugar levels, but you can always try to lose more weight and count your calories more. They changed my blood pressure medication because it had a diuretic in it, and that was just draining me of fluids even more, and hydration is a problem right now. So she said that needs to be changed, and then if I need to have a blood pressure medication change, she'll do that, and that she wants me to intake a lot more water, and she also wants me to do a Gatorade or something like that for the electrolytes, and I'm to have orange juice or a banana or something for potassium. So it was a very productive start, and I kind of feel like we're on the right road. And I felt a lot better after that appointment. I definitely feel like I'm working with the right team and we're on the right track. So a lot of it has to do with hydration, sleep pattern, and also a lot of it has to do with kind of my heart itself and my blood pressure and what's going on in general. So it's kind of it's a combination of different things. So that is being sorted out. Second thing, on Tuesday, my mother had an appointment that was based around her cancer. We went to the lab for blood work so she could have an IV put in and so that her blood could be taken. It was to check her kidneys. Her kidney function is fantastic. She's in standard normal range, so we're very happy to report that. The IV needed to be left in because she was going to need contrast for her CT scan. Unfortunately, they sent us to the wrong area, so it was more work. And I had to push her all over the place, but it was great workout for me, so it really wasn't that bad in the end. Mom was really, really worried about me having to push her around and not feeling well and that kind of thing, but I was okay. And in the event that I don't feel well or something, we can ask volunteers to push her. And it's well worth it to be able to care for her and all those different things. So I really wasn't worried about it, but she was very concerned about it. We finally found the correct department, and they decided that we were going to speak to the resident in charge first. The reason we weren't talking to her actual radiological oncologist was because she was out sick, which was fine because I had previously talked to the resident, and she's very well versed in the case. She's very compassionate. She's very knowledgeable, and we would be able to be, really put up to speed. So it was fine. We discussed the pelvic beam treatment and the side effects, which were things that were not necessarily unknown to us, but it's always good to reiterate things. We talked about the risks up front and down the line, so things that would be happening during treatment, just after treatment, and even a couple years in advance, what are possible. My mother is really worried about some of the unflattering things that will most likely occur, but we tried to comfort her, and I tried to reiterate to her that I am going to be there every step of the way. I'm going to try to help her through it. Jared's going to be there as much as possible, and our goal is basically to get her through this, to get her well, and that is worth more than anything. We're willing to deal with these unflattering things, these uncomfortable things, these really difficult things. So then they told us that in moving forward that particular day on Tuesday, she was going to be given tattoos on her body to help them know where the beam was going to go for the radiation. And she was going to be having a CT scan also to help them out with that. They explained the process to us, and they were speaking about the treatment itself once it started. And they suggested that we start treatments next week. However, we told them that we would rather it start after the holidays. Mom would really like to enjoy Christmas and New Year's. She already feels very, very ill, and she had spoken to Dr. Bradley, who is her primary doctor, on this particular portion of her care. And she said that it would not compromise her body or her health more to wait until after that period of time. And so the resident that we are working with is very awesome and said she totally understood and that they would make a notation of that. So at that time, we were given an unofficial start date of January 2nd. They didn't want to wait because the cancer is spreading so quickly and aggressively. They're also concerned with her pain levels, and so the resident was looking into what pain medications could be done, but she wasn't quite sure what to give my mother because she was thinking something Advil based, but we've been avoiding that because Mom already takes Advil and quite a lot of it for her arthritis in her knees, and we really don't want to overdo that because then that can be really, really hard on some other organs and things, and so that could be a really bad thing. So she wanted some time to look into other alternatives and touch base with Dr. Bradley to kind of find a solution that would work better. So Mom went in to have her CT done. They were able to gather the data that they needed to try it out after hours. What they do is after hours, they try it out to see how it's going to work. And then, if not, they will try other things. So I think they are going to try on her first day. We're going to go in a little bit earlier so that they can try to position her again and find something that'll be a little bit better because they're trying to lessen her side effects in terms of her skin because they're really worried about her having sunburn. It's like, from the radiation, the side effects of that on her skin, because they don't want her to be in pain, which I think is really, really awesome that they're trying to do it in such a way where she has less pain and, skin irritation and things like that. So it's really awesome that they do it that way. It was a really long day for us for a lot of reasons that are not so important to you, but were very important to us. And what I will say about that is that Jared was our hero. He was our angel. Mom called him our angel, and she does it for a reason. He saved the day, and was amazing. So, an update to that is since that appointment, a lot of things have happened. So, we have learned a lot of things. So, here is the update on the cancer. Starting January 2nd, Mom will be starting her radiation treatment. For the first 5 weeks, it will all be the external beam. On week 5, it'll be a combination of finishing the external beam and the brachytherapy. On days when it is brachytherapy, she won't be getting external beam. So then from that forward until about week 8, because it'll be like between 5 to 8 weeks, depending on how long it takes, because some weeks will be like 4 days a week because of holidays and things. So it really depends on scheduling in their calendar, and we haven't gotten the official dates for everything yet because they're still working that out on their side. I know that they're not going to be there for Martin Luther King Day, and I know that our first week is going to be a 4-week day, so that's at least 2 days that we're missing out on. And I don't know what other days they might be closed or not be able to fit us in because there's another patient or whatever. So I don't know exactly how long it is, but I definitely know that it's going to go into February, definitely. It'll be a combination of things. So sometimes it'll be one kind of treatment and the other. So brachytherapy only happens on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's a twice a week thing. So if she's not having that, she'll have the beam until her course of treatment with the beam is done. And then when that happens, it'll only be the brachytherapy until the brachytherapy course of treatment is done. So we didn't know that completely when we called the American Cancer Society. So we started to set up lodging, the lodging process already. So we're going to have the first 5 weeks handled already, and then when we have the rest figured out, we will be able to call them back and they'll be able to help us, or we'll be able to make arrangements and stuff. We have our counselor's number through the hospital and the American Cancer Society's numbers, and we'll be able to adjust that. And everyone is so understanding and helpful that I'm really not worried that we won't have a place to stay or be able to work it out. They've been so kind to us in terms of insurance and helping us between insurance, and there's a program that Mom was entitled to that has helped so much with being able to with affordability and everything that we were able to raise with the marathon and now with the GoFundMe. I will link the GoFundMe down below, because the GoFundMe is not just for lodging and accommodation. It is also for things that she is going to need beforehand. There is certain lotion that she is going to need for her skin. For the external radiation beam is going to upset her skin. We are going to be getting some extra blankets for the hotel room. We're going to be living out of the hotel room, so I'm going to be trying to get her like warm fuzzy socks, that kind of thing. And just little things that'll make the hotel feel more comfortable and like home. Also some things for the cat, just the cats, different things that are just going to help us be able to survive this time and kind of get through, and also help with like bills and different things like that, because we are going through like a really difficult time. So every little bit helps right now, and it's all going toward her medical stuff and her pre-medical stuff, because In addition to this, there is still pre-testing that needs to be done. On Monday, we are going to be scheduling her to go to the anesthesia clinic, and she's going to have to go and sit with them and discuss her past experiences with anesthesia, her concerns with anesthesia, and they're going to decide what they're going to do with her about that, because for the brachytherapy, once that starts, she's going to have to be put under with anesthesia to be able to have that procedure done. So we need that done before everything starts. And she's also going to have more blood work and I think another CT before we start things. So there's a lot of different things that we're going to have done, and that's going to be cab rides. And there are going to have to be cab rides to and from. The reason that we're going with cab rides, other than there are some things that we could have done through the American Cancer Society, where you can get like a volunteer ride. The reason that we haven't done that is, one, because it would have to be for her and I, because I'm going to be going to everything with her. And a lot of those things just take the patient because it's through insurance and it's not the patient and the family member. And two, mom has a high level of anxiety, and it just wasn't working for her to be either separated from me, or she has a high level of anxiety with those kind of situations with strangers, and it would actually make her feel worse. And she was very, very concerned about that kind of situation and being put in that kind of situation. And so we kind of decided that this is just going to be the way that's going to make her feel most comfortable and will work better for her. And so we're trying to do whatever is going to be best for her comfort and be able to get her through this in the best possible way. And since the hospital is going to be in such a close proximity to the hotel, the cab rides will be a lot less expensive than they have been going from her home an hour away to the hospital. It's going to be more like 5 minutes from the hospital as opposed to an hour. So it won't be $150 per time, one way. It'll be a lot less expensive and a lot less time and a lot more manageable than it had been. So her comfort is worth the expense to me to be able to make it work really well and seemingly for her on days in which we can't take her in our personal vehicle. Also, we talked a lot more about side effects and different things. On the pain medication thing, she now has pain medication, and we also got her a heating pad to also help with the pain that she's in. She is starting the pain medication today. And she has the heating pad as of last night. So she is set with pain medication. Her doctor is back to work from not feeling well and is abreast of all the things that have happened. We are up to date on that. And so she is on the right track, and we are preparing for this. It is a very difficult time for us, as I'm sure you can all understand and appreciate. This is rough stuff. She's going to be away from home for about a month and a half to 2 months, depending on how the scheduling goes. She's going to be away from her home, her animals. She's very concerned about that. She's in a lot of pain to begin with. This treatment is going to cause her a lot more pain, different kinds of pain. She feels very sick and fatigued already. The treatment is going to make her feel more sick and fatigued. She's going to be very disconnected and off the grid while she's going through her treatments. We are going to be bringing one computer that we're going to share, but we're going to be on hotel Wi-Fi. So please know that we're going to be pretty off the grid. I will be giving updates from the hotel. and I will be giving them primarily on Facebook and Twitter. So if you are not following, I will tag her on Twitter and I will tag her on Facebook. So if you are not following us on those platforms, I suggest that you do. But also follow this channel because I will probably be trying to get at least one video up. And I don't know if it's going to be like at the end of the week, it might be like a weekend update because the weeks will be so difficult. I'm not sure yet. Especially because I'm going to be going back and forth to her house to take care of the cats also. So I'm going to be taking care of her during the week and taking care of the cats. And of course, our surviving and getting through all of this is going to be top priority. Getting updates to you guys is important to us, and we care about you and we appreciate it. But us getting her through this is number one. And the cats being happy and healthy and safe and good are also priority. So, that's that. If you have any questions for us or concerns, feel free to email me with the contact information that's down below, or send me a private message on Facebook if you're watching this from Facebook, or Twitter if you're feel free to DM me because I'm putting these on all my social media. So you're seeing this video from those outlets. Feel free to contact me. I will answer your questions because I'm putting this out there for all of you because I know all of you are really concerned about all of this. So go for it. Also, I want to give a big thank you to everybody who has donated to the GoFundMe. I know I named quite a few people in the last video. I just want to say thank you to Aunt Jane because Aunt Jane donated since the last video, and we are so appreciative and so grateful. And she did it through the mail, and thank you so much. We appreciate it, and it made Mom cry. It meant so much to her and to me. We were so touched and moved by that. Every little bit counts and helps, and it's very difficult for Mom to ask for help. It's very difficult for us to ask for help because we like helping other people, and we like being able to do for other people, and especially during this season, we like wrapping gifts for other people and buying gifts for other people and making gifts for other people, and it's very difficult to be the one that needs something, and especially for Mom. Mom likes cooking elaborate dinners and being the hostess, and it's very difficult for her to be so ill that she can't do those things very well right now. And so she's so thankful to all of you who are sending your prayers and your thoughts and are donating and are showing your love in all of these different ways. And every single way that you are showing your love means the world to her. Every single one, whether you are sending a card or an email or a message on Facebook, or even if you're just thumbsing up or liking or tweeting or retweeting or whatever you're doing, each and every one of those actions means more than we can express. We are so thankful. So the last thing I want to update you guys on is that there was an appointment also on Wednesday where Mom had a doctor's appointment on Wednesday. So several months ago, my mother decided that she wanted to be tested for dementia. The reason behind this was her mother and her grandmother were both had vascular dementia. That puts her at a very high risk for getting dementia herself. And she made an appointment at the because her primary doctor and I spoke about it. And her primary doctor said, I feel like this is a really good idea. So we went to have testing done. So the result of yesterday's visit were mixed but good. So the first thing is that my mother does not, 100% does not have Alzheimer's disease. So she does not have Alzheimer's. So that is fantastic news to hear. The other thing is, based on her CT scan, her brain, as far as the CT shows, has not shrunk at all. It's not shrinking, and her vessels are in fantastic shape, which is a very good sign. However, within her testing, some abnormal things came up, which is a concern. However, they think at this time that it's from a lack of sleep and depression/anxiety. It's unclear, however, okay. They are unclear if what is causing the abnormality is simply because of those. They think that that is a contributing factor, but they are not sure if it is the only factor. They are unclear if all the changes from the past 6 years, such as Granny and Grampy's passing, the loss of the house, family issues, the move, and now the cancer, are the only reasons that this is happening, or if there's something else clinically going on. So there is an action plan that has been set in place. So the action plan is that Mom's been given a low dose of an antidepressant to see if that helps her mood and helps with the depression/anxiety. Apparently, your mood, depression, anxiety, and those symptoms can impact your life and your sleep. So that could be what's contributing to a lot of the problems. So they thought that that's a fine place to start. And then we'll see how things progress. They also have suggested that better sleep and sleep schedule become a priority. Mom hasn't slept well for years, and they think that that can be a major factor. And it also increases her risk for dementia even higher than her genetic predisposition. So those were the suggestions. They also gave some other suggestions on things that she could do to help her mind and her memory to help slow down the probability of her getting dementia. However, if these things have been done and there are still issues or something happens that is alarming or concerning, they have asked that she come back. Otherwise, in a year, we'll go back and she'll be tested again to see what's going on and to see if there have been changes. But as of right now, it seems that she does not have vascular dementia or Alzheimer's disease. And the doctor was very clear to say that they have not determined that there is no dementia or that she will never have dementia, just that they think that we have ruled that we need to rule out other things. And it is most likely that these particular factors, such as the lack of sleep, depression, and anxiety, are contributing factors to why the results are off. That's why they're saying it's best to wait a year, see what happens, and if we can fix these things, and then we'll reassess. They gave us suggestions on ways in which Mom can try to help herself in terms of her memory. She was very concerned about that because she wants to be sure that she does all she can to ensure her memory health and she takes care of herself. They were very kind and caring with us and helped us. They even put us in contact with support groups, even though they were clear that we did not get a diagnosis, but that with our family history, it is likely that she will get it. So they wanted us to be prepared. They were very kind and supportive, and they gave us lots of information, including a packet for us to read. I'll be reading over it this weekend, and there was a nice nurse who was very kind to us. And even though it was a rough day, she was very kind, very supportive, and very interested in letting us know that there were options and we can call them at any time should we have a problem. So basically, what they're saying is they did not rule out dementia, but they're saying let's treat it as if it's just the sleep, depression, anxiety, because those things are clearly here. And it doesn't seem 100% like it's a clear case of dementia. So we're not going to totally rule it out, but it doesn't seem likely at this moment, which to me is fantastic news. I felt like we walked out of there winners. And I felt the fact that her blood vessels were great, there wasn't shrinking in her brain was great. I just think that we need to regulate her sleep. I think when you don't sleep really well, it does impact the rest of your life. It impacts your mood. It impacts how you feel. I think that she's dealt with a lot in the past 6 years, and I felt like it was a very good informative visit. I also feel like because of the family history and because of some of the things that they're seeing, they want us to be prepared that down the road it's probably going to happen. And they put us in contact with some really great people, and they gave us some really great things that we can do to keep our minds sharp. And they even said for me that I should start doing some of those things and thinking about those things and stuff, because it goes down the line and you have the potential. And so they put us in contact with a lot of really great things and a lot of great resources. And so they were very specific in their wording and how they put things, and they were very clear to say that we're not 100% out of the woods when it comes to dementia, but also that we did not get a diagnosis of dementia, and there is nothing 100% that says that we are in dementia land right now. So they were very clear to say that we're in a place of we're not sure right now, but that it's not likely this moment that we're there, but it's likely that someday we'll be there. So I hope that makes sense to everybody. If you have any questions or concerns about this visit or about any of the things that I've said along this line, please feel free to, again, send me messages, just like I said with the cancer stuff. But I felt like it was a very good, productive visit, and it meant a lot to us as a family because we have gone through a lot as a family when it has come to this particular issue. So most definitely it was meaningful for all of us. All right, so now I am going to end this update saying this. As a family, we are going through a really rough time, primarily because our main focus right now is cancer. There are two types of cancer. We are dealing with uterine and cervical cancer. It is stage 2 cancer. It is aggressive and it is progressing. There is a lot of pain involved, and we're going to be moving forward with these treatments. A lot is riding on these treatments being successful. However, we feel very hopeful. We are hanging on to the word hope. Hope is our main source of strength right now as a family. We are being very optimistic, even though there are a lot of reasons why we could not be optimistic. We have decided to label ourselves Team Anne. Jared came up with that at one of our last appointments. I think it is awesome. So all of us that are pulling together, all of you out there who are praying, who are with us, if you want to start making tweets and hashtag Team Anne, go for it. We are all Team Anne. If you want to start, and I know a lot of people already have, those of you who pray at your churches, if you want to tell people, hashtag Team Anne, prayer circles, Team Anne, all of our voices mean something. You know, people always say that politically for political things. I think it's beyond that. I think it's for prayer. I think it's for good vibes. I think it's for encouragement. I think it's for all of those things. So no matter what you believe or you don't believe, put all of that goodness her way, because I think she deserves it and I think she's earned it. And please know that she's got me in her corner, and I am pushing hard. I am asking the questions that need to be asked. I am talking to the doctors. I am very involved. I literally was on the phone every single day. I was emailing every single day until she got her pain medication. I was bothering them to the point that they were sick of me. When something hasn't gone right, I went straight to patient relations. Nothing is being left on the table. Nothing is being overlooked with her care. Like I told patient relations, and the woman from patient relations told me I was brilliant and wonderful and I should have a career in medicine. The nurse said that I should become a nurse. They're starting to either hate me or love me. It's kind of funny. Some of them hate me for my pushiness and my inserting myself so heavily into her care, and some of them tell me that I should be in the field because I'm so dedicated and compassionate and passionate about everything. I said that I was my mother's champion and I was not going to stop being her champion, and that she was going to get the best care possible no matter what it took for that to happen. And I mean that with all of my heart. She is going to get what she needs. And that's that. So, Team Anne moves forward. Those are the recent updates on her and on myself. And we will be spending Christmas Day with her. Jared is going to be cooking roast beast. We are going to feast at Mom's and open presents and relax and have a really nice, happy day. And before that, Jared and I are going to be in Iowa, and she will have access to the cell phone so she can get in touch with us should she need to or want to. She can always get in touch with us. She is always encouraged to get in touch with us if she needs us. We are always available to her. And she knows all of her emergency numbers. And yeah, we are Team Anne all the way here, and we are doing pretty good despite everything. Despite all of this happening, we're doing pretty good, and we're hanging in there, and we're moving forward, and I think that's the best that any of us can do right now. So that is the update, and wow, I didn't intend for this update to be so long, but I knew that I wanted to make it more detailed for all of you. I hope that most of you, because I think most of you got Christmas cards, those of you who asked for them or wanted them, got Christmas cards. So I hope that you enjoyed your Christmas cards. Those of you who didn't, tell me your addresses next year and you'll get your cards. Grr. And there may be one or two of you who still have Christmas cards on their way to you. Sorry about that. Sometimes the post office is a little slow. But yeah, we have like 2 or 3 Christmas cards that are still being mailed out. But for the rest of you, I hope that you enjoyed them and you loved them and you realized how much love went out into the world to send them. And more updates coming when we know more information. And all of our love and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. And I probably won't update again till after the holiday because this week is going to be kind of crazy setting up for everything. But happy holidays no matter what your holiday is, and I hope that you all have safe and good ones. And I will see you next time. Bye guys.